Hey friend, welcome to Ask Dr. Betters. Sam wants to know this. He says, I was wondering about communion. What are your thoughts? How and when it should be taken? How often should we take communion? How often should we celebrate that sacrament? Well, Jesus made it clear. When he instituted the sacrament, he said this, as often as you do this, do it in remembrance of me. The rationale behind communion every single week, as some churches practice, is that we will never ever forget. We will only have a few days to toss aside the meaning of communion. And so some churches, in order to avoid that, they celebrate communion every single week. Now, when you talk to the people in those churches, they will tell you that they depend upon the celebration of the Lord's Supper to fill up their spiritual jugs that may have gone empty during the week. They await for the sacrament. They embrace the fellowship with other Christians to celebrate the sacrament of the Lord's Supper. Other church traditions celebrate it once a month. That has been my understanding. I believe that in some churches, the celebration of communion too often will lead to it becoming something that is not really second nature to our souls, but something that is overcooked, overworked, overused, where it loses its significance. So as often as you drink this cup, as often as you eat this bread, you do show the Lord's death until he comes again. Whether that's once a week, once a day, once a month, or even once a year, which I think would be too little. So my answer to your question would go like this. As often as it needs to be done to keep the congregation in touch with its meaning, to keep your children in touch with its meaning. Its meaning is to point you back to the Lord's death, to the crucifixion, to the meaning of the sacrament of the Lord's Supper. However long that is for you, however often you need to do that, you need to do that so that you might celebrate the Lord's Supper in a godly way. I hope this helps.